Well, listen up, everyone. I'm your host, Michelle Boulden-Hammond, contributing writer of the DSM, Dove Style Magazine, and we have a special guest here tonight. We're going to try to get a couple of laughs out too tonight as well. But let me first say, I want to introduce this very humble, talented actor, comedian, father, all of the above person. So let me give you a little background of just who I'm talking about here. So we have tonight DJ Pryor. So who is this DJ Pryor? You want to follow him after tonight. You definitely want to. This is why we're here. We're going to talk about his upcoming in a few. So DJ Pryor, he's taking entertainment head on this year. Head on.
Mm-hmm.
Head on. He's maintaining the true essence of what it means to be a you hear that? Multi-threat entertainer through stand-up comedy, acting, motivational speaking, and musicianship. To name just a few, his other stuff too, this young comic has prepared his seat at the table. How many times have we said this? If they don't give you a table, you bring the table to them. You prepare it. Isn't that right?
Right.
So from starring from music videos, commercials with Allstate, Jack Daniels, to leading in the upcoming independent film, Konnichiwa, right? Konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa, yes.
Kid, all the while perfecting his first love, which is stand-up comedy. He is directly on the path to stardom. He's already a star. Most recently, the actor, comedian, Comedy Mojo, which he refers as his Comojo, allow him to be one of the 20 artists to take stage on the 2019 CBS Diversity Comedy Sketch Showcase. DJ is married to Shanique Pryor and the father of 3, Jabari, who is 8, Kingston, who is 2, and Zaria, which he snuck in, is 3 months. Why is DJ so popular? So DJ is popular because he is mostly known for the viral video with his younger son, Kingston, coming to him as the world's favorite dad for Father's Day in 2019. From acting, directing, performing at popular venues, including Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee, Los Angeles, and famous Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, and much, much more, which is in store, to launching his latest digital endeavor, Laughter is Universal, and there's no stopping. And we're also now going to be talking about his new initiative, Prior to Change. So I welcome you, DJ. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That is a lot. That is a lot to say. That's a whole lot to say.
You're doing so much. You're doing it, brother. You are doing it.
Thank you so much.
You doing it, and I love one thing that connected us is about inspiration. So
right.
This new project, I say I'm gonna contact, because it's been maybe 6 months.
About 6 months. Yeah, it's been about 6 months.
It's been 6 months that we have spoken,
right?
And I've still been following you. I've been to your rooms, and I want you to know, my husband enjoyed seeing one of his Dallas Cowboy favorites.
Oh, Emmett.
Emmett in the room.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Emmett Smith. See, this is the connections when you get. Thank you. He was in the room with Emmett.
Were you in the room? That's crazy. Look, I tell your husband, I was just as surprised as he was. I didn't know he was gonna be there. I was like, oh my God. It was such a fangirl moment. Oh my God.
Oh my God, my husband's like, what? How'd you do that? I said, oh no.
I got connections. There
you go.
Right.
We got connections. But what I love, and I say because this month, is a Black History Month.
Right.
But not only is Black History Month, we celebrate the message of love. And you got to have inspiration when it's coming about love.
Right.
So we're going to be talking tonight about your prior to change. So, you know, you got some key words that I love when you're talking about this prior to change,
Right.
global.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is make this mission global. So
Boom.
again, I like to give a shout out. Thank you to my executive, Ms. Lisa Dove Washington, for allowing me to come to Dove Style Magazine to have this moment. But it's
Right.
also a first. I'm actually a first contributing writer who has
Wow.
done an exclusive interview.
Come
So
on now.
that's cool.
That's praiseworthy right there. That's praiseworthy.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Won't he do it?
Right?
Won't he
Come
do
on, don't
it?
you? Come on now. I shout. You can't see my people, they moving.
So you know, DJ, just give us a little background history on what is this purpose of this prior to change.
Prior to change was something that was I would honestly say probably birthed me as a kid. It was something that I always said once I got to a place of influence, that I would just use my influence for the better. And so I you know, when you start to get popular and you get you know, to these certain places, you want to figure out, you know, it's what are you going to use it for? What are you going to use your platform for? So I remember growing up, I was fortunate enough to be able to travel. I lived in the projects, but I was able to travel because I was a traveling musician from ages 12 to 17. But I had friends that were not as fortunate to see anything within the perimeter of where we lived in those projects. And so all they knew was crime and stuff like that, and drugs and stuff like that. So I always wanted to show people that we had other options. If we didn't play ball, that we had other options. If we didn't rap, that we had other options. And so I wanted to create an initiative that would show other young people somewhere beyond the perimeter of where they currently lived, because I felt like our community was often forgot about, and we were often marked as people who were just you know, we were marginalized, and we were the people that if you come over here, we're gonna kill you. And that couldn't be the furthest from the truth, because I grew up around some of the nicest people. Don't get me wrong. Of course, you know, you had your ones, but I grew up around some of the most, you know, the nicest people. They just didn't have a certain income that would have afforded them certain opportunities that I now get to enjoy. So I wanted to show other sides and other things and create different programs under this umbrella. So it started off as something just to be able to fund young people's dreams, to get behind them. So if they say they want to be an architect, you know, we would hook them up with an architect, and they would go through and see what that looks like and how that is being, even if that means going to Nashville or beyond, you know, other states. If it's a program, I want to be able to fund that, to show them that, hey, you know, we take what you say serious. If you say you want to do this, you know, I'm gonna hold you accountable. And I think you know, for me, knowing that there were other options inspired me, and I didn't want to do, you know, crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do something that was going to, you know, I like being funny. Jail just ain't for me. I don't have a jail body. And so I said, I stick with being funny. I take jokes. I'll keep acting. I don't really want to, jail's not for me. I went one time and that was it. That was good for me. Scared straight. So yeah, that's what it means. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, more than anything I've accomplished in my career to date. Prior to change is the biggest thing. I'm so proud of it, and that's why I wanted to attach my name to it. But you notice in the logo, the globe is bigger than my name, and I wanted, because the purpose of it is bigger than one man, bigger than one family. It's bigger. It's so much bigger than that. And God gave me this platform to do something with it. So that's why I went ahead and created it. There's so much to it. I could be on it all day because I'm so proud of it.
Oh, we got time. We got time.
Oh, we got time.
We got time. We got time. But no, we don't know, because we know also you have family. And but I actually was gonna tap onto the logo. That's what's captivating to it, because if you can pull your sweatshirt up a little bit, and we're gonna talk about that, because we want everyone to purchase 5 of these to 5 of these.
Come on now, do it.
Sweatshirts and stuff. So I love how you talk when you put your name in it, but you're talking about global, and you're saying right. It's not about one man. It's about the man and the initiative of us changing lives and the work that we do.
Right.
And again, you know, we know it's going to be challenges.
Yeah.
Nothing that's set right for being purposeful. We're gonna have some challenges, you know, in it, but it's how we overcome the challenge. Well, it doesn't even make a difference if whoever's watching tonight just here, you know, to say, hey, I might want to reach out to him. That's an impact, you know, if it's just that one who's watching.
Right.
So, you know, I love the fact when you talk about when you grow up, because I've grew up too, and a lot of people that I grew up with didn't go outside the box, you know. They didn't have, I had parents who had me travel. That's why I love to travel today with family vacations. But, you know, the initiative to tell that some kids, I know because I work with kids after school programs. Some of them did not, don't even know that there's country life or outside the city. That, you know, there's more of a view.
There's more of the world. Yeah, there's so much out there, and they never know it. You're right. Right.
And it's so, and they just don't understand, you know, that. So we're going to take a little break.
Okay.
And we're going to come back in, but we're also going to talk about, you know, some of your acting stuff that you're working on, this movie that you're working on too, as well. And I know this is all pulled together into the Pryor to Change. Yeah. So we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to Dove Style Magazine exclusive, where I'm your host, Michelle Boulden-Hammond, and with my special guest, comedian, actor, #1 father, Pryor, DJ Pryor.
Thank you.
So DJ, as we're talking about, you have many skills. You know, I've been reading your bio. You have many skills, but one of the ones that I'm looking at now is your filming production company.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit more detail on that as well.
You know, acting was something that, you know, I think kind of, you know, goes with stand-up comedy. And I always knew I wanted to be an actor growing up. And I grew up, you know, watching, of course, the Denzels and the Will Smiths and the Eddie Murphys and, you know, Chris Tuckers and all these guys. And I just knew I wanted to do movies. And so I thought, you know, comedy, I knew I wanted to, you know, I knew I was funny. And comedy was kind of like the vehicle to get me to film. So I just attached myself to a lot of independent work, a lot of independent films. And then when I got this job, somebody called and said, "Hey man, you got an audition in Atlanta for CBS." And I was like, "What?" And mind you, I never sent in the tape. To this day, we can't figure out. Somebody sent in a tape of my stand-up to the executives at CBS, and they asked me, did I want to come audition? And I was like, yeah, but I still don't know. I don't have much information. I go to Atlanta, I audition, and I nail it. And I get this thing, and I'm starting to audition. I get the role in CBS Stand Up for Diversity, which created a great opportunity. And I got to, basically what it is you get to perform. They bring out all of the industries, the biggest showcase in all of Hollywood. And they bring out all the industry, Netflix, all the people that you would want to do movies with. And you put on a week long of shows. It's like, think about it like SNL. It's like a live version of SNL, and the whole industry comes and watches you work. And after that, you get auditions and film deals and show deals. And so things started to open up, but I just didn't, the projects, they didn't really fit me. And you know, you as an actor, you want to try to, your job is to try to fit a mold to a certain degree, but you also want it to coincide with who you really are and the messages you want to put out. And I just felt like there were a whole lot of stories not being told. So I said, I'll go create my own umbrella. And I was talking about this one day, and my grandfather, you know, he just passed back in May, but he believed in me. And this was years back, and he said, you know, how much would it take to start something up like that? And I was like, I don't know, you know, I just threw out some number. And then so what he did was he went and he wrote me a check. He wrote me a check, and I was like, you know, I'll pay you back. I'll let you know everything I do with it. He said, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got nothing to prove. He said, you've already proven it. You've already put in the work. Just go make it happen. So my grandfather was my first investor on my production company, which is Lapis Universal. And so basically I get to do my own projects under my own umbrella, and still you know, partner with the Netflix and the Hulus and things like that. But I just believe in ownership. I believe in filming your own things and putting it back, and you own it, and then you sell it to the studio. So, and that way I can tell the stories the way I want to tell them, and they be funny, or it's something that just makes you think. You know, I get to do that. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about that opportunity, and then give other people opportunities that wouldn't have had it before.
And DJ, you hit the nail right on the head with what you're saying. And we had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
And you took a stand because, you know, many would chase the dollar.
Yeah.
Many would chase the top dollar.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you looking at your integrity.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, it's about your integrity.
Yeah.
You didn't chase the dollar because, you know, CBS, big people, they don't really want to get the real story out. What's going. They always want the negative side of culture.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But you didn't sell out.
Nope. Nope.
And I appreciate you for that. You didn't sell out, because now this initiative that you're moving, and you said one thing. You say you had no idea how you got there. But sometimes we get put in those places for us to really see what we really birthed inside of us. So you still gonna go global. You're going global now. You global now. So, you know, I really do appreciate you for taking a stand, because so many people wouldn't. They would chase that dollar. But it's who you are. And that's what I'm saying. You're coming back, you're giving back. And you what you do, you invest in me when I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, that means a lot. That means a lot. I mean, I think it's when you think about a legacy or something you want to leave. You know, when you think about, when you hear stories of a Dave Chappelle who walked away from $50 million at Comedy Central, and you think, oh, he's insane, right? And then I had an opportunity that came with a lot of money. I mean, a whole lot of money. I mean, I would have been rich. And it was just everything. The part of the stories that meant something to me kept getting taken away, and I was like, yeah, it just don't feel right. You know, the authenticity of it wasn't there. And one thing about my viral video taught me is that people enjoy authenticity. You can't fake that, you know? So you're talking about a video now, my video, and this is not even a brag, but I'm just gonna put this out here. This video has done what some movies haven't done. Like this movie, I mean, this video is almost at 500 million views. You know, and when you think about that, that's not by mistake. People connect with real. And when you give them fake is cool, it's entertaining, but it comes in the fleet. So you might see a movie that came out for a second and then it leaves, and then you don't talk about it no more. But when it's something that's real, it's lasting. And I want to create something that's lasting. I want to create something that when I'm dead and gone, it lives beyond me. Michael Jackson's work, Mike been gone. We still with my 3-year-old still does Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? He's never seen the man. He wasn't even nowhere near his time. But Mike created something that was so iconic that it lived beyond him. And that's what I want to do. I want my body of work to live beyond me and speak to a culture, speak to the world. That's why I named it Pride to Change Global, because a lot of my fans are from the UK and Uganda and Australia, and they write me these letters, and I mean, they write it all the time, you know, because they're on different time zones, but they're writing these letters and they're watching what I'm doing. So, you know, film has power. And you talk about something, American Skin just came out. That's such a powerful movie. It was prolific. It's speaking to the age, what we just saw a couple of weeks ago at the Capitol. So I want to create stuff that's powerful, that makes statements. I can make you laugh, but I still want to make you think. And sometimes people can't handle, me being this guy who makes them think at the same time. It's like, no, just be funny. We don't want to think about nothing. You know what I mean?
No, I actually, when you were on that live that night, the Nate the live, where you was bringing in the creative art person, that was so powerful. I mean, very powerful. And you have to, it makes you want to think, where are we? And that's one of the things that I talk about. You say, also with this Pryor to Change, you said the gift of kindness. All it is a gift of kindness.
That's it.
Gift. And you talk about that in your past, where you had a teacher who believed in you.
Yeah.
And and it made me think, when I was going back to my notes of what I was going to say to you tonight. It made me think when you said, when you created your own, you bought your own table to, you bought your own to the table.
Yeah.
So I just want to hit you in on something. Now, I had a teacher that spoke negative to me, told me I would never be a writer. I would never do, this. Look at me now.
Yeah, look at you. Look at
Author
you.
of many books. Author of many books. So that fueled my fire. And then that's how it is now. When people tell me you can't do this, or that actually gives me fuel to my fire.
Yeah.
People don't really understand. That's where my inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
For people telling me no.
Right. And that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah. And that is.
And resilience.
Resilience. That's the key. Resilience. And the kindness, you said the kindness cannot keep the world out. And this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to change the world prior to change.
Yes.
And you're right. You are global, because I'll be on the stuff watching. UK, London, all over the place. I'll be like, man, he's way out there.
Yeah, so, they be watching, man. They be sometimes, they speak in languages and you have like, what?
You have a message. You really have a real inspiring message.
Thank you.
And I encourage you all who are listening or who's watching right now, and even if you catch this replay, you need to follow this gentleman, because he has so many gifts and talents. We're gonna go back to how it all came back, but we're gonna talk about that when we come back, because you left out something on me, but I had to see it through this commercial. But I understand. But we're gonna take a nice little break, and we're gonna be coming right back. So we're gonna talk about how all this came to the beginning in the first place. So I'm your host, Michelle Boulden-Hammond, with my special guest, DJ Pryor. We'll be gonna take a break and come right back. Well, we are right back. So I don't know if a lot of people don't understand, but how this all came to be, it actually was just something going viral. So DJ, do you want to explain to the audience how this all came about?
You talking about the video? I have very, very active children. No, when my oldest is 9, and when he was younger, first off, I didn't know people didn't talk to their kids like I talk to my kids. So I was sitting down with my son one day. We were watching I think it was Empire. We were watching Empire, me and my wife, and I was watching it, and I was trying to figure out what they were gonna do, because all the stuff, all the drama that was attached to the show. So I was trying to figure out, how they gonna come back the next season. I'm perplexed, and I'm like, man, how they gonna do this? And so me and my wife having a real dialogue about this, and my son is like looking. At the time he's 19 months, he's looking, and like he understands. So I said, "You feel me, man?" And he like shook his head, like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, get up here and tell me about it." And he gets up there, he crosses his little feet, and he just starts to go. And I said, "Get the camera." I don't know. He always talks, but this day he was really chatty. And so he starts to talk, and I was like, "Word, really? Well, let's talk about it." But it was really like how we really talk. but he was just really into it. And he was like, he would say something and then he would wait, let me respond. And after I respond, he would say something. And then it just grew into something. And I didn't think it was really like a home video for, you know, my kids to have, you know, because you tell a kid, you did this when you were young and they don't believe you, so you got to show them. So that's what it's really for. And then my wife, unbeknownst to me, uploaded the video. And by the time I get on the web, it's already 300,000 in. It's only been up like an hour and a half. We go to sleep 10 hours. It did 25 million hits. And I was like, man, and I was like, that literally means you go to sleep, nobody knows who you are, and you wake up famous. That's literally what happened. Like in 10 hours, like it was no privacy. I would go outside and neighbors just looking at us like, you know, it's like it was so real. And so there was no privacy. It was literally that day I could turn on any station and face plastered everywhere. Like it was no privacy. And that went on for probably about a week. I couldn't. So then when Will Smith shared it, it really just, you know, it was gone. It was gone. It was so many celebrities that was hitting me up, you know, writing me saying, oh my God, I love the video. I can't wait to see what you do with your career. I love how you love your son. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And then it became about something bigger than myself, because it was like, now I have this responsibility that I didn't really ask for, because now I'm like the spokesperson for Black fathers. And
yeah.
And it became that fast. So it was like, you know, I felt that weight of that responsibility. I still do. I feel that weight of that responsibility of being a Black father, because now, no matter what, the world, not just the country, but now the world looks at me and goes, yep, you're the standard now. And it's flattering, it's humbling, but it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
I can't act out of character at Walmart. Hey, boy. Hey. Oh, viral dad smacks the baby in Walmart. That's no good.
See, I told you, audience, we were gonna get a couple of laughs in there, but it's all true though. But you are the the initiative of father. You know, we used to have Bill. Father, but now this is what you said, because the conversations need to be with the children, with fathers with their children. But as speaking of that, you also talked about legacy, because Kingston he's following after you on the big trait. Definitely he is. Definitely.
Because he don't take nothing serious. Even now, like you correct him, he takes zero serious, and you be like, bro, like I am, like, and I gotta keep it, because sometimes he is funny. I'm going, oh man, you're so funny, and he's a natural. He has a natural ability to just make people laugh. He's so good at it, and I'm going, oh man, that's a lot of calls from school, man. Like that's a lot of calls from school, because I was a class clown. But I never thought that my kids would pick it up. I don't know. You just don't assume that your kids are going to pick up what you do. Your parents always tell you, oh, you're going to get back what you dish out. And you be like, yeah, whatever. All right,
that's whatever. Yeah.
I'm starting to get it. Yeah.
And speaking, now I'm gonna tell you now, I cried. So you guys got to I'm telling you, you're going to have to go follow DJ. Oh my God, that video. It made me think of my dad telling me what man to look for.
Oh.
So now you have another new additions. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Daria, who is the woman, daddy's girl.
Yes, that's my baby. That's my bean. That's my bean right there. That's my, listen, she got me wrapped around her fingers. That is my, you know what I found out in these 3 months? Because you don't know, like the love you have for your kids, and you think like there's no way I can fill up with any more love. And then that little girl came, and I was like, oh man, what's happening to me? And I think I am more attentive to the female species than I was before she was born. Because there's just certain things that I don't know. She just, in a way, I feel like in these last 3 months, I've become really like just understanding, and just, I don't know. It's different. It's different.
Yes, it's I tell you that video is a heartbreaker. I actually cried. I was like, oh my God. And I'm like thinking, I'm like, this is not- wait a minute. He's talking about I want HL. I said, now wait a minute. Is he going back to sleep? This is something their date night or something. And look
Right.
at this little baby. Oh my gosh, she is so precious. But so DJ, again, I'm just so happy for you. I'm happy the way things are moving for you. And again, anything that I can do here, platforms,
Yeah.
it's available
Yeah.
for you. And one of the things that I was talking to earlier with the CEO, Lisa, we were talking about, around Father's Day, because men with self-care,
Mhm.
nobody, it's always talked about self-care for the female, but
Yeah.
nobody talks about self-care for the male.
Yeah, we've forgotten about. Thank you for saying that. I'm saying it. Do I look at this camera right here? With camera. We are forgotten. We are the forgotten. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. Ladies, stop forgetting about us. I'm sorry, you can go ahead. That just touched your nerve. I am tired of being forgotten. I am here.
So, oh, okay. I struck a nerve on that.
Nerve. That's a trigger. I'm tired of being forgotten. I am here.
So, we're looking at, maybe to do something, coming up with the Father's Day, with the initiative. Because again, you are the symbol of what, fathers are, and fathers need it. And, and you might want to share a little bit about your fatherhood initiative. So you want to talk about that a little bit too?
Yeah. I am all things. I think fatherhood is such a gift. That's why I go back to what I was saying about authenticity. That what the world saw wasn't an act. They saw me really enjoying a moment with my child, and the narrative had been spun for so long that we were just making babies and leaving. And I was like, I can't speak for other men who may have or have not, had great examples, but I enjoy being a father. My biological father was not a great example of what a father should be. But me praying and learning, getting to know God and stuff like that, I forgave my father before he passed. But there was a man who stepped in who was amazing, who is my father. That's how I got the last name Pryor, and he raised me, and he's a giant in my life. He's a pillar in my life. But even when he came in, I was still kind of almost ruined in the sense of I went so long without it, you know what I mean, that I had to let this new person who's trying to do right by me, love me. And so there's so many different variables in it. But I'm working on I'll put this out here. This is the real exclusive right here. I'm working on a book, and one of the chapters deals with affirmation. And one of the things I did, I'll tell you this quick story. When I was a kid, there was field day, and when you write the book, you got to go personal. How you pull from something. And so I got to get, after this, we got to chop it up. But I had to pull from stories of my real life. So on a field day, everybody's competing, they're doing their things, they're competing. And I was competing, and it was supposed to do we were doing a race or something. I think it was one of the sack races or something. And I remember all these parents there kissing their kids and all that stuff. And nobody could be there for me. And I wanted my father there for me. And he couldn't be there. He was not involved in my life. And so I'm here, and I'm seeing everybody getting rooted on by their family. And so it's time for me to go. I'm about to do it. And I'm going, I'm starting to go. And I hear somebody say, "Go, DJ, go." It's a man's voice. And I pause because I'm so excited. Like, whoa, I recognize this voice. And then so I'm like, okay, oh, you pause, and I start to go. And when I'm going, I keep hearing this voice yelling, telling me to go. And I'm going, and I'm going, and I'm going. And I finally cross over the finish line. But I was just so thrown off by that, I paused. So I'm like maybe second or third. First, I was like way behind. But I hear this person say go, I skip up to like second or third. When I get across the finish line, everybody's running. and the parents are running to the kids, you know, clapping and lifting the kids up. And I looked for this person who just called my name the whole time. I knew all the people in my class, so nobody else's name was DJ. So I knew it was for me. And I turned around, and all these people are running past me, and there was nobody there for me. I had psyched myself out to believe that somebody was yelling my name.
Wow.
Because I wanted it so bad that I psyched myself to believe that somebody, I even gave them my dad's voice to tell me that he was there to push me to the end. It wasn't until the end I realized, oh man, he was never here.
Wow.
I wanted to believe that my father was there. And that taught me a real lesson, that the power of affirmation, that affirmation from your father saying, yo, you got this, is such a powerful thing that even in his absence, I heard him and it pushed me. This man was not even good to me. It just, but he was my dad, you know? And it pushed me to the end. And that's a powerful lesson. And that's one of the stories I share in the book, that, you know, the power of our necessity in society. I don't care what society puts out there. They spin like we, as long as you got a mom. Don't get me wrong, women, I have so much respect for y'all. You know, I'm watching my kids come to this earth. I don't know if I believe in reincarnation, I would never come back as a woman. I would come back as anything else. But it wouldn't be a woman. But you know, but there is such a need, a necessity in society for a dad. I think why the world goes so crazy, because we need to hear more dads speak. Right? I see my wife say, hey, don't do that, and my kids do whatever, and then I say, hey, and it stops. I ain't even say nothing. They just already know, because it's something about it. It's something that authority, you know what I mean? And it's not even like scary, abusive. It's just that's dad. And so I think, you know, when men realize the power that we have in society, in the world, we still are necessary. I don't care what's spent out there in the media. We are still very necessary for society's narrative. That's how I feel about that.
So I'm getting ready to add a little. Can we pass the collection plate?
Come on now. Come on. I'm ready. Come on. I get the organ. We can start it. Let's go. Because I'm ready.
Let's pass the collection plate. Well, come on here. Come on here, Pastor. So again, DJ, you know, this message prior to change.
Yes.
Tell people where they can find you.
Yes.
We have your social media handle running across the screen.
Yeah, I see that.
And what we said, I want you to buy 10 of the sweatshirts.
Come on now.
Initiative. 10 of them. We speak that. 10 of them.
Come on.
10 of them. Into that. So, you know, before I close out, I'm going to give you these words that to your prior to change that you had that stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. And I want you, because you just spoke life, mm-hmm. you know, whatever you speak, we speaking it into the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Just put your initiative on someone who may be watching on the point of the brink that, you know, I want to be a world changer. So that's what we are. We're world changers here. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about being a world changer, right. I'm looking at your word no. Mm-hmm. What is your aim about the word no?
My aim about the word no. I know in refusing to not using my platform and not dumbing down my message. It's non-negotiable. Not selling out, not having this much influence and not shaking. I always use this. I like using this word, shaking up the world.
Shaking up the world.
Because if I leave an impact, right? Wow. Or if the organization leaves an impact, you never have to remember my name. I'm okay with that, right? I like others have come and gone before me. I'll die and you may remember me, you may not. But if I leave the imprint, that is what you will remember. And so when I leave this world, not in a narcissistic way, but when I leave this world, I want the world to feel the day I left. Not because I'm just so great, but everything I stood for should be even more implemented. It's like when a rapper get killed and his music goes to the charts, through the charts, and you're like, oh man, you like, you ain't even know him. But because he just died, he's looked at as a martyr, right? He died for something. You know, I want people to know that I lived for something. Wow. I get up every day to make something change. And you ain't gotta like the way I do it. You might not even like the way I say it. That's fine. You know, teach his own. But there's going to be some type. So when I come around, something has to change. Something has to shift. Something, because if you're made in the image of God, and that's what would happen with him, then I have to emulate what would happen. So I am not God, but I am from God. So when I come in a room, things got to change. If it's not right, it got to get right. And that's how I think everybody should look at themselves. Everybody, I don't care what your race is, your background, your ethnicity. That's how everybody should look at themselves, is that you are worthy of making an impact. You are worthy of people remembering you. You are worthy for finding issues. Seek out issues. Seek out the issues in the world and do something about it. I'm seeking the things in the world that need to be changed. I'm not just waiting for them to arise. Oh, they don't bother me. So no. I'm seeking. I'm actively seeking things that that need dealing with. I don't know nothing about that, but you do. Hey, come here. And that's what Pryor Change is about. This first year, we're just all focused on partnerships. There's some things I can't touch on. I've never been a woman who was raped, so I can't touch on that. I can't tell her how she should feel. But there are women who can relate to other women. So I need to partner with her, say, hey, what do I need to be in this? How can I help aid what's going on, or what needs, you know what I mean? And so that's why I want to do things with this organization. And it's so much bigger than myself, my team, and I think we all recognize that. That's why we're going the way we're going right now. So I'm proud of it. And then I get to make you laugh while doing it. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's an amazing job. I love my job.
Yes. So we have a few little people comments coming in. We have LeVon Martin says, yes, this message is so necessary and hopeful. And we have Sharon Parker who says, love this American father's message.
Love it.
So my next word would be learn.
Learn different perspectives. Learn different perspectives. Sometimes we get into it about, like, I think, there's been things with people's, political views just recently. The election is a perfect example of people have ended relationships over political views. I have people that have voted for people that I wouldn't have voted for. But I don't have to hate you because of it. You see life a certain way because you experience life a certain way. And I see life a certain way because I experience life a different way. We're both alive. You know what I mean? We both have hearts, but we're both pumping blood, but we experience different things. So our perspectives are different. And so I think when we understand that it's okay to have different perspectives. It's about how you communicate those different perspectives is where it is. So learning to understand and hear other people's point of view. We might agree to disagree, but I don't love you any less. I don't like you any less. And I think that's something that we need to learn, that empathy, getting back to the basics of empathy. This stuff we learn in kindergarten, and I think kindergartners know it. In adults, we get grown and forget all the stuff we learned. We forget all about it, so we stop learning. But when you seek out to learn a person's story, I think it just makes more sense when you go, I ain't never been through that, but that sounds crazy. I ain't gotta be through a certain thing you went through to go, oh man, that's terrible. That sounds horrible. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry you went through that. That just, so I think learning other people's story is really, and that's one of the keys, to Pride to Change, is learning other people's stories. How can you help them if you don't learn about them? Yeah. Study them like a subject. Study them. When I was, I was dating Shanique, I was studying. I was studying. What she like? What don't she like? Well, I'm studying them. I was like, oh yeah. So her nostril go up when she do. Okay, cool. She don't like that. Study. That was a little tip for you fellas out there. Study your woman, man. Study it.
Study. You're gonna get somewhere.
Right. Exactly.
Study. You're gonna get somewhere.
Guys, studying like a book, guys. Study her. She's like, how did you know that? I've been studying. I'm a studier.
Oh gosh. So
Look
the
at
next,
look at all the women. Yes, that's good. Yeah, baby. When last time you didn't study me? You don't study me. I'm leaving. You don't study. What are you talking about? What? How's it gonna be at home confused? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't got no books. What are you talking about?
I told you, audience, you was gonna get some of this humor, this authentic humor in here tonight. The next word's challenge.
Challenge. Challenge just to be better. Challenge that, we can challenge, we good at challenging everybody else, but we will never challenge ourselves. And I found, working out, I use working out as an example because, I thought I was doing something. And then I have my videographer who's also, he's a trainer, certified trainer. And he was training me. And I thought I was doing something by myself. And when he started coming over the house, I started to like him so much. And I was like, yeah, I don't really like you. Because he was pushing me. He kept pushing me, man. And I was like, man, like, bro, but it was a challenge. But ultimately, I knew it was better for my health. It was better for just my energy, my endurance, everything, my mental. But it didn't feel good. And so I think a lot of times we shun away from the things that feel like resistance. And because a lot of times it's fear of the unknown. But challenging ourselves to be better every single day. I'm challenging myself to be a better father, even though everybody saw that I still have my own personal issues, Right. And so every day you got to work to be a better version of yourself. And that sounds cliche, but it's really not. It's really, it's a true statement that you really need to, got to work at it. So, yeah.
So the next, or you inspire and promote.
Inspiring. I found that it is easier for you to inspire change instead of enforcing change. I have found that, it is easier in some instances. If you're in law enforcement, you got to enforce. but you can't say, I would hope that you would be inspired not to run that red light. No, you got to enforce that. But in everyday life, then you got to get the charger. In everyday life, I would think that what I've learned, being a dad taught me, is that my kids do better when they're inspired by me, as opposed when they're threatened by me. Now, if inspiration don't work, sometimes inspiration come through a belt, but I found that it is better when a person is inspired. They want to do it. There's a certain eagerness that comes with that, and once you get a person to do that, then you promote all these steps. You promote change. You promote inspiration. You promote that, and then you see the same thing I have is contagious. Then somebody else takes it, and then they spread it, and then they do it, and then the world changes with that. The world changes because a whole bunch of people are inspired. That's why music is so powerful. That's why film is so powerful. That's why the arts, whatever the art is, whether ballet, whatever the case be, is so powerful because it inspires. It gives this. It opens up this thing of emotion. And that leaves this inspiration that makes you want to go. You can see somebody take somebody to a ballet. They see ballet and they go and they feel like they can go home and they get on their tippy toes. They've never done this.
Not
Right. I saw this movie. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's called The Greatest Showman, and it's an amazing movie. And I watched The Greatest Showman. I felt like I could go join the circus the next day. And I was singing. I was in the shower and I can't do that. But the movie is such an inspirational movie that it moves you. And I love that inspiration is a powerful, powerful tool to change. I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah. And your last word that we have here, and I'm just going to read a little bit of what the prior to change. And I want the message from this. I want the people in the audience to listen to this. We create a safe space because, as a safe space, when we're doing something, we got to have people make them feel safe. Because nobody's going to really want to pour out to us if we're not really creating that haven of a place of space.
Right.
We cultivate, again, here come back to our word, kindness and inspiration. Thus, we bring about the perspective, hope, and you guessed it, change.
Mm-hmm.
So, DJ, Thank you so much for coming on Dove Style Magazine, exclusive tonight with the Pride Exchange. And again, everyone, get 10 of them. I stole this from one of my friends, Victoria. Every time she has someone on the show, buy 10 of them. Yeah. So yeah. I want to make sure I get my t-shirt, my sweatshirt too.
Yeah.
Do you got in the big girl size?
I got everything. We got them.
Okay.
We got everything.
Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, DJ and Michelle, your PR. Thank you so much for this.
Yes.
This is an awesome collaboration.
Yes.
Awesome collaboration. Again, I'm here for you to advocate for you to, use this platform.
Yes.
And wherever we're gonna work together on this thing because
Michelle, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dove Style Magazine. Yo, I'm with it, yo. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for having me. This is dope and exclusive, and I'm honored because I'm y'all first of the new year
first co-writer of the magazine.
Come on now, that's praiseworthy.
Yeah.
Again.
Hey.
I don't think we celebrate our wins enough, so I'm just gonna do this.
There you go.
On, this is great. I'm proud of this magazine. I don't even know much about it, but I'm learning. I followed y'all on social media, so yeah, I'm proud of y'all. This is dope.
Yes, first one for the 2021. So we're gonna have you back. Yeah. We're gonna have you back.
Definitely. So,
and kiss that baby girl for me, and hug for me.
Yes.
When all of this is over, I'm gonna have to come down there in Tennessee.
Come on now, you welcome back. Look, we got all the space. Come on over. Bring the whole family. Come on.
So again, audience, thank you guys for tuning in tonight to the Dove Style Magazine exclusive with DJ Pryor. Hit him up, follow him. You got some great nuggets here tonight, and we enjoyed you, and thank you for tuning in.